welcome to another episode of I Demand a Homestead. My name is Amanda, and today is a really kind of cold, windy day outside. It's March in Ontario, in Canada, and it's not a nice day to go outside. So today I'm actually going to talk about something that I like to do in the wintertime when I have time, and that is getting out my spinning wheel and spinning some yarn. I really like doing this for a few reasons. For one thing, it's really relaxing. The other thing is that I can kind of get local fiber, whether that's wool, whether that's alpaca from farmers around here, and I can use that to create some really kind of fun yarns that I can use for projects that I wouldn't be able to kind of find anywhere else. So I'm going to show you how I spin wool today. So here is my spinning wheel. This is a kind of a fairly modern version of a spinning wheel. It only has one drive band, which is this string here, which you can sort of see, which attaches from the flyer, okay, and goes around the big wheel here, and you can kind of see that string then causes that flyer to turn, all right? That then rotates and creates that spin, which allows the twist of the yarn, and then pulls the yarn on to the spindle here, all right? So, and then the whole thing is kind of driven by the foot treadle here, which is what we kind of pump up and down, which then causes the wheel to go around. So you can kind of see as we press the treadle, that then causes the wheel to go around. So the fiber I'm using today is wool, a local wool roving. This is what's called a roving, which is kind of how, if you don't buy your fiber raw, this is a lot of times how it will come. This is not quite ready to spin because it's way too thick. So usually what I'll do is I'll kind of gradually just pull this out like that into a thinner kind of roving, which I then bundle up into these balls, which is then kind of ready for me to spin. So what I'm going to start doing is I just kind of start my treadle going, and that allows the twist to come up here onto this yarn. And as I kind of stretch that out, I'm what they do call a drafting, which means I'm kind of stretching out that fiber, and then as I let go, it allows the twist to come up onto it, onto that fiber. Like that. And then when we get to the end like this, I need to join on that newer ball. So I'm going to take the end of that. I stretch this out, stretch that out, and I kind of lay them together like that, okay? And then I start my treadle up again. And again, I just draft it out and they all kind of blend in together. And that is how I join a new piece. And then basically, I just continue on doing that. And depending on the thickness of the yarn that you want, you can make this amount that you're drafting thicker or thinner. And you can kind of tell how thick it's going to be by stopping. You stop your wheel and then you allow it to kind of curl up on itself. I come in here nice and close. You can kind of see how it has curled back on itself right there. Get your hand where you can see it. Okay, And so this is going to be a really kind of, you can see how thick that is, right? And that's where it has twisted around itself, right? Because we can't, well, you can, but I'm not going to do, this is what they call a single ply. I'm not going to do a single ply yarn. I'm going to do a double ply yarn like this. Now this will fluff up a little bit after I wash it, so it's going to be a little bit thicker than that. But this is going to be probably like a sport weight yarn, which is pretty thin. I'm going to use it to make a pair of socks because nice like warm wool socks is a perfect thing for winter time around here. I mean, it's gonna be summertime probably by the time I finish these, but that's okay. All right, so then I'm just gonna keep spinning. So thank you for joining me in another episode of I Demand a Homestead. After I'm kind of done filling up this bobbin with this brown yarn, I'm then going to ply it, which means kind of twisting the two singles together to make my final double ply yarn. And that's what I'm going to use to make my socks. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to press the subscribe button and leave me a comment. That way it helps YouTube promote my teeny tiny channel. And if you guys have ever tried either spinning your own yarn with a hand spindle or using a spinning wheel, if you've ever thought about it, totally great idea. Something I highly recommend. Hand spindles are pretty inexpensive, can be a nice way to get started. Although I have to say the spinning wheel is such a nice investment. If you're a knitter, this is a really great thing to look into. All right, everybody, hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.